Discipline is the cornerstone of every meaningful achievement in life. It's the foundation that supports the structure of success, and without it, even the best laid plans are likely to falter. Many people have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but what separates those who achieve them from those who don't isn't talent, luck, or intelligence. It's discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. At its core, discipline is the ability to control your impulses and prioritize long-term goals over short-term gratification. It's not about suppressing your desires, but rather channeling them in a way that aligns with your bigger vision. When you think of the most accomplished individuals in any field, you'll notice one consistent trait. They've mastered the art of discipline. They understand that success isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's a gradual process that requires consistent effort, deliberate choices, and unwavering commitment. Discipline gives you the power to push past the resistance that often accompanies growth and change. Let's face it, pursuing your dreams isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel uninspired, tired, or overwhelmed. It's in these moments that discipline becomes your greatest ally. While motivation may get you started, it's discipline that keeps you moving forward. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes based on external circumstances or emotional states. Discipline, on the other hand, is internal and unwavering. It's the quiet force that propels you forward, even when the initial excitement fades. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it's something you either have or you don't. But discipline isn't a fixed trait. It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. It begins with small, intentional actions. Start by making a promise to yourself to do one thing consistently, no matter how small. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier, writing a single paragraph each day, or committing to a daily walk. These small acts build trust in yourself and create a ripple effect that extends into other areas of your life. Discipline also requires a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing it as restrictive or burdensome, see it as empowering. Discipline isn't about depriving yourself. It's about freeing yourself from the chaos of inconsistency and the pain of regret. Every time you choose discipline, you're saying yes to your dreams and no to distractions. You're taking control of your life rather than letting circumstances dictate your path. It's important to recognize that discipline doesn't mean perfection. There will be setbacks, moments of weakness, and times when you fall short. The key is not to let those moments define you. True discipline is about resilience and the ability to get back on track. It's not about never failing, but about never quitting. Each time you recommit to your goals, you're reinforcing the muscle of discipline. To build discipline, you must also learn to master your environment. Surround yourself with people, tools, and systems that support your goals. Remove temptations and distractions and create routines that make it easier to stay on track. Remember, discipline isn't about making life harder for yourself. It's about simplifying your path to success. By designing an environment that aligns with your objectives, you make discipline a natural byproduct of your daily life. Finally, discipline is deeply connected to self-respect. When you honor your commitments to yourself, you build confidence and self-trust. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't let circumstances or emotions dictate their actions. This self-respect becomes a powerful motivator, fueling even greater levels of discipline. In the end, discipline is a choice you make every day. It's the willingness to take consistent, purposeful action toward your goals, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's the foundation that turns potential into reality, dreams into achievements, and effort into lasting success. Mastering your thoughts is the key to mastering your feelings. It's a simple truth, yet profoundly transformative. Everything we feel begins in the mind. Our emotions are not random occurrences, but are deeply rooted in the thoughts we choose to entertain. The way you think shapes your perception of the world, and that perception determines how you feel and respond to life's events. If you can learn to take control of your thoughts, you can take control of your emotions, creating a sense of inner peace and resilience that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. Most people go through life believing they have little to no control over their emotions. They think of feelings as automatic responses to what's happening around them. While it's true that certain situations can trigger emotional reactions, the intensity and duration of those emotions are largely dictated by the thoughts we allow to linger. For instance, if something goes wrong and you dwell on how unfair or frustrating it is, you'll continue to feel upset. But if you consciously shift your focus to what you can learn, or how you can grow from the situation, your emotional state will change as well. The first step to mastering your thoughts is awareness. You cannot change what you're not aware of. Begin by paying attention to the internal dialogue that runs through your mind each day. What do you say to yourself when things don't go as planned? How do you interpret challenges or setbacks? Many of us have a habit of entertaining negative, self-defeating thoughts without even realizing it. These thoughts act like seeds, and if left unchecked, they grow into feelings of anger, sadness, anxiety, or hopelessness. Once you become aware of your thoughts, the next step is to challenge them. Not every thought you have is true or helpful. When a negative thought arises, question its validity. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or assumptions? Does it serve me or hold me back? How else could I view this situation? By reframing your thoughts, you gain the power to shift your emotional state. For example, instead of thinking, I always mess things up, you could reframe it to, I made a mistake, but I can learn from this and do better next time. This small mental shift can drastically change how you feel. It's also essential to practice replacing negative thoughts with empowering ones. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to be positive all the time, but rather choosing thoughts that uplift and inspire you. Gratitude is a powerful tool for this. When you focus on what you're grateful for, it becomes almost impossible to feel negative emotions like anger or fear. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's lacking or wrong to what's abundant and right in your life. Make it a habit to list things you're grateful for daily, no matter how small. Over time, this practice trains your mind to naturally gravitate toward positive thinking. Another critical aspect of mastering your thoughts is understanding the connection between thoughts and beliefs. Repeated thoughts become beliefs, and these beliefs act as filters through which you see the world. If you consistently think, I'm not good enough, this belief will color every experience and interaction you have. To change your feelings, you must dismantle limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. This requires consistent effort and repetition, but the results are life-changing. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this process. By repeating positive statements about yourself and your abilities, you can rewire your mind to think and believe differently. Mastering your thoughts also involves cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts without judgment. It helps you break the habit of reacting impulsively to every thought or emotion that arises. Instead, you can pause, reflect, and choose your response. This creates a sense of emotional freedom as you no longer feel enslaved by negative feelings. Remember, your thoughts are not who you are. They are merely patterns you've picked up over time. You have the power to rewrite those patterns and create a mental environment that nurtures positive emotions. It's not about suppressing or denying negative thoughts, but learning to let them pass without giving them power. By mastering your thoughts, you master your feelings, and by mastering your feelings, you master your life. Awareness is the foundation of all change and growth. It is the ability to recognize what is happening in your mind, body, and environment without judgment or denial. Many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations based on habits or ingrained patterns, often unaware of why they feel or act the way they do. This lack of awareness can keep them trapped in cycles of negativity, frustration, and unfulfilled potential. However, when you cultivate awareness, you unlock the power to interrupt these cycles and create a more intentional, fulfilling life. Awareness begins with observation. It is the practice of paying attention to your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Most of the time, we are so caught up in our daily routines and external distractions that we rarely stop to examine what's happening inside us. But every thought you think, every feeling you experience, and every reaction you have stems from a deeper source. Awareness allows you to uncover that source, understand it, and make conscious choices instead of being driven by unconscious habits. One of the most significant benefits of awareness is the ability to identify patterns that no longer serve you. For example, you might notice that you feel anxious every time you face a particular situation, or that you habitually criticize yourself when you make a mistake. Without awareness, these patterns operate in the background, influencing your behavior and emotions without your consent. But when you become aware of them, you can start to question and change them. You can ask yourself, why do I respond this way? Is this belief true? What can I do differently? This questioning opens the door to transformation. Awareness also helps you create space between stimulus and response. In life, you will inevitably encounter challenges, conflicts, and unexpected events. Without awareness, you might react impulsively, saying or doing things that escalate the problem or lead to regret. But when you are aware, you can pause, observe your initial reaction, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. This ability to respond intentionally instead of reacting impulsively is a hallmark of emotional intelligence and self-mastery. A key aspect of awareness is learning to observe your thoughts without judgment. Thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. They come and go. Yet we often attach ourselves to certain thoughts, giving them power and letting them dictate our emotions. For instance, a fleeting thought like, "I'm not good enough," can spiral into feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt if you latch onto it. But with awareness, you can simply notice the thought, recognize it as just a thought, not an ultimate truth, and let it pass. This practice frees you from being controlled by negative mental chatter. Awareness also extends to your emotions. Many people view emotions as overwhelming forces that control them. But emotions are simply signals, messages from your inner self that provide valuable information. When you feel angry, sad, or anxious, it's your mind and body's way of telling you something is out of alignment. Instead of suppressing or ignoring these feelings, awareness allows you to acknowledge them, explore their root causes, and address them constructively. This process not only helps you manage your emotions, but also deepens your understanding of yourself. Cultivating awareness requires practice, and mindfulness is one of the most effective tools for developing it. Mindfulness involves bringing your full attention to the present moment, whether you are breathing, eating, walking, or simply sitting still. It helps you tune into your thoughts and feelings without being swept away by them. Over time, mindfulness strengthens your ability to observe your inner world with clarity and calmness, even in the face of challenges. Awareness isn't just about looking inward. It also involves paying attention to the world around you. How do you interact with others? How do your words and actions affect them? What patterns do you notice in your relationships or environment? This external awareness enhances your empathy and helps you navigate the complexities of human connections with greater understanding and intention. Ultimately, awareness is the foundation for growth because it empowers you to take responsibility for your life. When you are aware, you can no longer blame circumstances, other people, or external forces for your experiences. Instead, you see how your choices, beliefs, and actions contribute to your reality. This realization is liberating because it puts the power back in your hands. With awareness, you gain the clarity and insight needed to create meaningful change, overcome challenges, and live in alignment with your true self. Embracing action over reaction is one of the most empowering shifts you can make in life. Reactions are instinctive, automatic, and often driven by emotions in the heat of the moment. Actions, on the other hand, are intentional, deliberate, and aligned with your values and goals. When you learn to prioritize purposeful action over impulsive reaction, you take control of your life and become the architect of your destiny rather than a victim of circumstance. Reactions are rooted in survival instincts. They are the result of your brain's natural tendency to respond quickly to perceived threats or challenges. While this served a critical purpose in the past, helping our ancestors avoid danger, it can often work against us in today's world. A reaction might lead to saying something hurtful in an argument, making a hasty decision out of fear, or avoiding an opportunity because of self-doubt. These automatic responses can keep you stuck in patterns that don't serve your growth or long-term happiness. Action, however, requires a pause. It demands that you take a moment to step back, assess the situation, and choose a response that aligns with your goals and values. This pause is powerful. It's the space where awareness and choice meet. In that brief moment, you can decide whether to let the situation control you or to take control of the situation. By cultivating this ability, you shift from being reactive to being proactive, which is a hallmark of emotional intelligence and personal mastery. One of the biggest challenges in embracing action over reaction is managing your emotions. When you're caught in the grip of anger, fear, or frustration, your natural tendency is to react immediately. But these emotional reactions often escalate the situation or lead to regret. The key is to acknowledge your emotions without letting them dictate your behavior. Instead of suppressing or ignoring how you feel, practice observing your emotions as they arise. Name them. I'm feeling angry or I'm feeling anxious, and remind yourself that emotions are temporary. This simple act of acknowledgement can create the space you need to act thoughtfully. Taking action also involves shifting your focus from problems to solutions. When you react, you're often consumed by the problem itself, how unfair it is, how much it hurts, or how overwhelming it feels. But when you focus on action, your energy shifts to what you can do about the situation. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or minimizing challenges. It means channeling your energy into productive steps. For example, instead of reacting with despair when faced with a setback, you can take action by analyzing what went wrong, identifying lessons, and planning your next steps. Another critical aspect of embracing action over reaction is the power of intention. When you act with intention, you're not merely responding to external circumstances, you're guided by your internal compass. Intention gives your actions purpose and direction. It ensures that what you do aligns with who you are and where you want to go. Without intention, even the most well-meaning actions can feel scattered or aimless. But with intention, every step you take becomes part of a larger plan. Building the habit of action over reaction also requires practice and patience. It's not something that happens overnight, especially if you've spent years operating on autopilot. Start small. The next time you're faced with a challenging situation, pause before responding. Take a deep breath, count to 5, or even walk away if necessary. Use that time to think about what kind of response will serve you best. Over time, this practice will become second nature, and you'll find yourself responding with clarity and confidence in even the most difficult situations. It's also important to recognize that taking action doesn't mean ignoring your instincts. Your instincts can provide valuable information, but they should be tempered with thoughtful consideration. When you balance instinct with intention, you make decisions that are not only quick, but also effective and aligned with your greater goals. Embracing action over reaction is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that while you can't control every situation, you can control how you respond. This shift transforms challenges into opportunities, conflicts into lessons, and setbacks into stepping stones. By choosing action over reaction, you move through life with purpose, grace, and resilience, creating a path that reflects the best version of yourself. Developing a clear purpose is one of the most transformative steps you can take in life. Purpose is the driving force that gives your actions meaning, your efforts direction, and your challenges significance. It's the why behind everything you do. Without a clear purpose, even the most ambitious plans can feel hollow, and progress can seem aimless. With purpose, however, every step you take becomes part of a meaningful journey, fueling your discipline and resilience along the way. Having a clear purpose means understanding what truly matters to you and aligning your life with those priorities. It's not about what society, family, or peers expect of you. It's about tapping into your own values, passions, and vision. Many people spend their lives chasing goals they believe will bring them happiness, money, status, or recognition, only to realize these achievements don't fulfill them. There is no need to wait until life gets better, only to wait until life gets worse. To wait until life gets worse. Purpose, on the other hand, connects you to something deeper, something that resonates with your core identity and gives you a sense of fulfillment that external rewards cannot match. Discovering your purpose begins with introspection. Take the time to reflect on your values, passions, and the things that make you feel alive. What excites you? What challenges are you willing to face without giving up? What impact do you want to leave on the world? These questions can guide you toward identifying your purpose. It's not always a straightforward process, and your purpose may evolve over time, but the key is to start asking yourself these deeper questions and paying attention to the answers. You'll find yourself motivated to improve if you allow yourself the space to improve. When you have a clear purpose, you gain clarity and focus. Purpose acts as a compass, helping you navigate the complexities of life. It allows you to prioritize what's important and eliminate distractions that don't align with your goals. Without a clear purpose, it's easy to get caught up in trivial pursuits or to feel pulled in multiple directions, unsure of where to devote your energy. Purpose cuts through the noise and keeps you centered, ensuring that your efforts are directed toward what truly matters. Purpose also provides the motivation to persevere through challenges. Every meaningful endeavor comes with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Without a compelling purpose, it's tempting to give up when things get tough. But when you're connected to your why, you're more likely to push through difficulties because you understand the bigger picture. Purpose gives your struggles context, turning them into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. It helps you see challenges not as reasons to quit, but as opportunities to grow stronger and closer to your goals. A clear purpose also enhances your sense of fulfillment and well-being. People who live with purpose report higher levels of satisfaction and happiness because they feel their lives have meaning. Purposeful living isn't just about achieving outcomes, it's about finding joy in the process. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, even mundane tasks take on significance because they're part of a greater whole. This sense of alignment creates a deep sense of inner peace and contentment. Developing a clear purpose doesn't mean having all the answers or a perfectly mapped out plan. It's about embracing a guiding principle that shapes your decisions and actions. Start by setting small, purpose-driven goals that reflect your values and passions. These goals don't have to be grand or world-changing. They just need to matter to you. Over time, as you pursue these smaller goals, your sense of purpose will become clearer and more refined. Living with purpose also requires courage. It often means stepping out of your comfort zone, facing fears, and making decisions that others might not understand. But the reward is worth it, because living with purpose is living authentically. It's choosing to honor your true self and create a life that reflects your deepest desires and aspirations. Blam. Ultimately, developing a clear purpose is about creating a sense of meaning that fuels your actions and sustains you through life's highs and lows. It's about recognizing that you are here for a reason, and every step you take has the potential to contribute to something greater than yourself. When you live with purpose, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire and uplift those around you. Repetition and consistency are the unsung heroes of success. While big dreams and bold plans often get the spotlight, it's the quiet, persistent actions repeated over time that truly build momentum and lead to meaningful results. Repetition and consistency form the foundation of habits, skills, and mastery. They are what separate fleeting effort from lasting achievement, making them indispensable in any journey toward personal or professional growth. Repetition is the process of doing something over and over again. At first, it may feel awkward or challenging, especially if it's a new skill or behavior. But repetition trains your mind and body to become familiar with the task, eventually making it second nature. Think about how you learned to walk, talk, or even tie your shoes. None of these came naturally at first, but through repeated attempts, they became automatic. The same principle applies to any endeavor, whether you're learning a new language, developing a fitness routine, or building confidence. Consistency, on the other hand, is the commitment to show up and put in the effort regularly, no matter what. It's not enough to repeat something sporadically. The power lies in doing it consistently over time. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum is what propels you forward, even when progress seems slow. It's easy to get excited at the start of a new goal, but true growth requires sticking with it, especially when the initial excitement fades. Consistency turns short bursts of effort into a sustained practice that yields tangible results. One of the key benefits of repetition and consistency is that they create discipline. When you commit to doing something repeatedly and consistently, you build a sense of trust in yourself. You prove to yourself that you can follow through, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. This self-trust is crucial because it reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. It also helps you overcome the temptation to quit when challenges arise, because you've already established a habit of perseverance. Repetition and consistency also play a crucial role in rewiring your brain. Neuroscience shows that repeated actions strengthen neural pathways, making those actions easier and more natural over time. This is how habits are formed. When you consistently practice a positive behavior like journaling, exercising, or focusing on gratitude, you're essentially training your brain to make that behavior the default. Over time, what once required effort becomes effortless. Another powerful aspect of repetition and consistency is their compounding effect. Small, consistent actions may seem insignificant in a moment, but over time, they add up to extraordinary results. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, it's just a tiny sprout, and progress may seem slow. But with consistent care, watering, sunlight, and patience, the seed grows into a strong and thriving tree. The same principle applies to personal growth and success. Whether it's saving money, improving your health, or mastering a skill, the cumulative power of consistent effort is transformational. Staying consistent, however, requires overcoming obstacles like boredom, frustration, and impatience. It's easy to stay motivated when progress is visible, but consistency demands that you keep going even when results aren't immediately apparent. This is where commitment to the process becomes essential. Instead of focusing solely on outcomes, shift your attention to the daily actions that move you closer to your goal. Celebrate small wins along the way as they reinforce the value of your effort and keep you motivated. Repetition and consistency also teach you the value of resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. But when you've built a habit of showing up consistently, you're more likely to recover from setbacks and continue moving forward. Consistency isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Even if you miss a day or face a setback, what matters is that you get back on track and keep going. In the end, repetition and consistency are what transform potential into reality. They bridge the gap between knowing what you need to do and actually doing it. By embracing the power of these principles, you create a solid foundation for growth, mastery, and success. It's not about making dramatic changes overnight. It's about taking small, purposeful steps each day and trusting that they will lead to something greater over time.